it's Julie Jabs. Happy Wellness Wednesday. And what is this endocannabinoid system? What's it all about? That's what we're talking about today. So first I'm going to talk about how it was discovered, what it does, and why it's important to you. So I personally think that this is one of the most important medical discoveries of our time. Researchers have been studying cannabis and the different components of the plant and things that it can do. But in 1990, they were doing more studies, and the scientist named Lisa Masuda, she and her team found that there was these receptors in the lab rats that they were working with that were sensitive to THC. So that was a big deal, finding that out. So with more research and more studies that they were doing, they found that humans had them too. And holy cow, that changes everything. So now we have everything with a spine that has this, what they call endocannabinoid system, and that's how it was found. So then later on, during all this research, they also found that 2 other cannabinoids, which are in the body, which this is new to everybody. And that's how it started with how they discovered it. So moving on to how does this endocannabinoid system work? It uses chemical compounds called cannabinoids, and they work like little messengers to make sure all the other systems are communicating and functioning exactly how they were designed to. There's 2 types of these cannabinoids. There are endo, which is endocannabinoid, which means it's made inside the body. So your body naturally produces these things. And then there's the cannabinoid, which is the same thing as that, but it's made by the hemp plant. So we have our natural cannabinoids, and then we have the cannabinoids from the plant. So we literally are designed to intake CBD. It's pretty crazy. So CB1 receptors are mostly found in the brain and the spinal column, and the CB2 receptors are mostly peripheral nervous system and your immune system. So they're all over the place waiting to help make that function just like it should. So CBD actually blocks and prevents other cannabinoids from binding to those receptors. So actually a fun fact is that CBD can actually counteract the psychoactive effects of THC, because when that binds to that receptor and that causes the high or the psychoactive effects of THC, when you have too much of that and you want it to stop, the actual antidote to that is CBD. So I thought that was kind of cool. Before we move on to why this is important to know, is this helpful? Have you learned something that you didn't know so far? Tell me in the comments, and make sure you follow and get notified of all the new stuff that's coming out. Also, if you have any questions, let me know too. Put those in the comments. Why is this important for you to know? I mean, you have lots of systems in your body. You don't know about all of them. But here's the thing. There's not a single function in our body that isn't somehow run through or totally responsible for this endocannabinoid system. I mean, it touches literally every system in your body, and it's responsible for homeostasis. Remember that big word? You know, making sure your body is in balance. Think of it like a switchboard. It's the one in charge. You know, it's gonna keep your brain clicking with everything that needs to be. If one thing is off, that's why people would take CBD to help this, because it goes to balance everything else. And it regulates sleep, mood, metabolism, memories, pain, you know, your cardiac health, digestion, gut health, all that kind of stuff. Literally, there's nothing your body does that doesn't somehow get run through this endocannabinoid system. So it's a huge deal that this was discovered, you know, in 1990. That was like yesterday almost. And, you know, if you think about how many years people have been these medical mysteries, myself included, that doctors have been trying to treat you for years and years, and they don't even know about it. So that's what is so cool about the CBD, because people that have had unexplained illnesses and just off pain, like myself, I just was basically told I was nuts, you know, all these years at doctors. They're like, nothing's broken, we can't see anything. And this is exactly the answer that people were looking for. It's pretty amazing. So they've actually been researching and saying that there is this condition called clinical endocannabinoid deficiency. I don't know how much research has been done on this, but I was just learning about this, that basically means that your body doesn't make enough of these cannabinoids naturally. So what would be the alternative? That's like, instead of a prescription, you would be using CBD to replenish all this stuff, which I think everybody on the planet needs, because it's, once that's depleted, there's never been anything to help it. You know, it's just been empty and everybody's got something off. They are saying that this, called CECD for short, but that could be responsible for like migraines, fibromyalgia, and all these other illnesses that they're not quite sure how to describe other than autoimmune. So that's a pretty exciting thing to think about, because I myself have fibromyalgia and I've been totally turned around, whole new person since starting CBD. So it is pretty darn exciting in the medical world, thinking about what all they're going to figure out with this. So I hope this was helpful. As always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And if you're looking for CBD, I have a free download for you. It's called the Resume of a Quality CBD. So it's everything you need to know to look for, to double check on labels, that kind of thing. And you can download that. I will leave the link. And have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon.